Hello everyone, welcome to Mifratech. Today in this section we learn about transistors. So these are the different types of transistors. So this is the general symbol representation of transistor. As you can see, the base, it has mainly three terminals: base, a collector and emitter. Will provide input through base, and we can see the output in the collector. And this is the first one is the NPN transistor. Here the arrow mark will be like outwards. In the this is second one, right side is the PNP transistor. Here arrow mark will be inside. So this is the general symbol representation of transistors. So a transistor is a type of semiconductor which can be used to both conduct and insulate electronic current or voltages. So it is, you can call it as a combination of two diodes. A transistor basically acts as a switch or as an amplifier. We can make use we can make in the application, can make use as a switch, or you can also use it as an amplifier. In simple words, we can also say that a transistor is like a miniature device that is used to control or regulate the flow of electronic signals. So you can also control the flow of any electronic signals. So transistors are one of the key components on most of the electronic devices that are present today, because in the normal any processors or any sensors also, it take in all those things there will be like transistor IC is present. So a transistor is a bipolar junction the junction transistor we'll see, which has shown symbol is a BJT, that is a bipolar junction transistor. It has two polarities, but it has mainly bipolar junction. It has two junctions. So the it has three terminals as shown: base, emitter and collector. Like a very small current flowing between base and emitter, and generally a small amount of current will flows between the base and emitter, but a large amount of current will be flowing between collector and emitter. There are two types of BJTs. One is a PNP and one more is NPN. So the PNP transistor is a type of BJT where N-type material is introduced or placed between two P-type materials. This is how a PNP transistor is constructed. In such a configuration, what happens is the device will control the flow of current. So PNP transistor mainly consists of two crystal diodes. As I told, transistor is nothing but a combination of two diodes which are connected in series. So the right side and the left side of the diode is known as the collector based and emitter based diodes respectively. So in this way we have NPN also. In this NPN, between two N materials, we are a P-type material is present, that is NPN transistors, which basically is used to amplify any weak signals into strong signals. For the amplification purpose, we can make use of this NPN transistor. In NPN transistor, the electrons usually move from the emitter to collector region, resulting in the formation of current in the resistance. So whenever the electrons move from emitter to collector, the current will flow in the transistors. So these are the transistor will widely used in different circuits for different purposes. So this is the construction of a transistor. This is how any transistor will internally will look like. It has mainly, as you can see, three terminals: a base terminal, emitter and a collector. Inside it has N-type and P-type materials. As you can see here, I have represented a NPN transistor. So it has a N-type emitter. There will be like N-type collector. Between like emitter and the collector have a base here, and at the bottom we have a substrate. You can call it as a body also. So what are the advantages of these transistors is they are of low cost and small in size. They have a smaller mechanical sensitivity. They can operate at a low operating voltage also. They have extremely long life, no power consumptions, and they will do the switching very fastly. They have better efficiency. In order to increase the efficiency of the circuit, we can make use of these transistors. There are different types of transistors available for a particular task. So what are the disadvantages of transistors? Means like they have a lack of electron mobility. So the electron mobility is very low when in some of the transistors, and transistor can be easily damaged whenever an electrical or thermal event arises. Means whenever there is a high heat produced or any electrical voltage or supply is produced very high, means transistor may get damaged very easily. Example like electrostatic discharge handling also, they can get damaged, and transistors are affected by cosmic rays and radiations also. So what are the features of these transistors? Means they can be used as a switch. They have it has mainly a three-terminal device. It can be act as a conductor or insulators. It can be used as an amplifier also. It can be used in amplifier circuits also. So what are the application of these transistors? So the core use of transistor including mainly used for a switching application as both amplification and for switching purpose. There is a kind of transistor which produce a current flow depending on the amount of like a light shined upon them. They are the which we call a phototransistors. So depending on the there are different, this phototransistor is a kind of transistor which will produce a current depending on the light flow like falling on those transistors. There are also transistors, and there are like a BJT, bipolar junction transistor, which can cause a greater current flow from the emitter to collector whenever a small amount of like using this BJT transistor you can provide a low current as an input and it can provide a high current as the output. So these are the different applications of this transistor. You can use this transistor in different applications. So there are one more kind of transistor present, that is FETs. You can call it a field effective transistor. They are mainly used for a voltage control device. Like in order to control the voltages, voltage of any device or a circuits, we can make use this FETs. They usually have high input impedance and it helps to run very little current flow through them. So the resistance they have very high, so that it will allows only a little amount of current to flow through them. So this is very helpful for causing in order to avoid the damage done to the transistor or any circuits also. So there is one more type of transistor like heterojunction bipolar transistors are there. They can provide a faster switching speed, and they are used in both analog and digital microwave application. We can make use of this HBTs. And there are like a Schottky transistor which will divert high input current and prevent the transistor from saturating. There are multiple emitter transistor also there. They are used in a transistor to transistor logic and NAND gate logic gates. In like a logic gates also will use these transistors. So these are the different applications of this transistor. So thank you for watching the video. Thank you.